Hey, good evening, Ronke? Is that how you pronounce it? I'm sorry.
Yes, Ronke.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Well, we'll start in a bit. My name is James. I am the lead instructor with PRISM AI. Um, just wait about a minute. Let's see if anyone else can jump in. But I'm glad you're here.
Okay, thank you. Is this going to be recorded?
It is going to be recorded. Yeah.
Okay, and it'll be posted in the group or what?
Yes, that's the goal. So every training that we do is going to be posted in the group, so that other people also can can look into it. So the replays are going to be posted, but um yeah. So let me just get my camera working. I'm sorry, just give me a moment. Let's just wait about a minute, see if anyone else is going to be jumping in.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, I think we can start. Just want to make sure. Okay. All right. I think we can start. Ronke, welcome to the first. Well, this is the first actually group class. We're supposed to be a group, but probably others are just catching up yet because it's the first week. So just heads up. So we'll be having group trainings every Tuesdays and Thursdays, same time, 7 p.m. And so, well, hope you can catch all of it. And we'll be having different topics. Okay. All right. So let's start. So, what I'll be talking about today is prompting. Well, let me just ask you, Ranke, what are the what are the struggles you currently have with ChatGPT or any large language model? Hello.
Hello. Um,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, unfortunately I have something else. Um, yeah, I don't have any specific problems that I have run into. I guess the biggest problem is to use it more consistently. I guess then I don't know if I have actual problems, but I've been able to accomplish whatever I needed when I needed, but I could stand to appreciate it more
Hey,
and use it more. So
that's good. That's good to hear. Did like when you were not using AI before, was there a difference between the way you work?
Uh, yeah, things just will take longer.
Hmm. Okay, and that's what we want to teach, and the reason why Dr. Jeff is, um, trying to reach out and share the value of learning AI, so that you can save more time. More time means more time with your family, more time for yourself, more time to do things. And so and when you save time, you also save money as well, so it goes hand in hand as well. So I'm glad to hear that AI is working out for you. Now these lessons are just probably a review or recap, or probably to solidify your knowledge of AI in a different aspect. Because to be honest, technology nowadays are going really fast. So the knowledge that you knew last week may not be the same as what's today. So like there are new revolutions in AI, image generation, video generation. I think the video 3.1 just came out, and so there are so many things that's happening that we need to catch up. And in the community, we want everyone to catch up as well, because the probably what we knew from last month is not the same thing as what we need to learn today. So, but again, that's why we have this community, so that we can share these things and everybody can catch up and learn as well. So what I will share today is some prompting techniques. You may know this, or is maybe something new, but if you have any questions, just let me know if I'm too fast. And just let me know as well. Okay. So
Thank you.
I okay. You're welcome. All right. So let me share my screen real quickly here. Now, before I start, sorry, let me introduce myself again. My name is James. I am the PRISM AI Chief of Staff, as well as the lead instructor. And probably, yeah, I could say, just like you, when I was not using AI, there was a big difference. I used to use Google a lot. I Googled stuff a lot before, but when I used AI, like large language Claude, Google, Gemini, or especially ChatGPT, things change, and probably I use it more than I use my calculator. So, so it's a really handy. It's not. I can say that it's not just a tool, but it's an essential, just like your phone, because it really saves you time. It really and provides you with information that probably will take you much time googling rather than just asking the large language model or AI. All right, so let me just share my screen real quickly. Okay, Ronka, can you let me know if you can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So what we're going to talk about today is the power of prompting. So um, now, from a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, what would you say is your prompting skill? Um, how would you rank it?
I don't know. 6
Okay, that's good. Fair. 6 is fair. Um, so did that change how, from coming from 1 to, definitely we all came from 1 going to 6? How long did that take to, switch over or move over to a 6? Did it take you months, days?
months.
Months. Okay, that's fair as well. Because sometimes prompting is more of a habit and a skill that you develop. It's not something that you learn over time. But of course, definitely, we want to enhance those skills to get you from a 6 to a 10, and that's what we want to share. And so, why prompting matters? Because when you have a good prompt, you get good results. The better the prompt, the better the results. And I always say this to people in our in our team in Prism, is that the more information, the more valid and good information, I would say, because sometimes there are information that's not needed, that when you use it in the prompt, you're still going to get bad results. So the more, the better and good information that you put in a prompt and into a large language model such as ChatGPT, the better the results are. So would you agree with that one, Ronke?
Yes.
Okay, yes, definitely. All right. So tell me something about yourself. You work. I can see that you're working for a Are you a professor, a teacher?
No, I'm not a professor. I don't work for a college. I'm an independent college consultant. So I
Wow.
help students and their families through the college admissions process. So I help
Oh,
students independently of their high school. So these will be high schoolers that want to attend college and need individual guidance.
wow. Okay. Your role is very important in terms of transitioning from a high school, from high school students going to college, right? So, I used to be a teacher um, years ago, and so I can see the value of having someone like you, you know. And would you say that learning AI has somehow helped you with doing your job?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. So first thing that we need to do is to understand what the large language model's role is in your job, in your personal life, in any aspect. So we need to see, and we need to learn to think of our so not just ChatGPT. Okay, again, we're not just limited to ChatGPT, although that's the probably 90% people use, but we have other large language models. Let me ask you, I'm sure you're using ChatGPT, but besides that, have you used other AI tools or other large language models?
Um, I've used Gemini a little bit. I've used I guess Gamma is not a large lang. I don't know if it falls under LLM, but I've used Gamma for presentations. I've used Gemini in lieu of. I know of Claude and Perplexity, but I've not used them.
Okay. All right. Well, Gamma is considered as an AI tool. I'm not sure. I would have to, confirm with Dr. Jeff. It can be considered as a large language model, although because you're not prompting it, it is generating, presentations for you. So, but again, it is an AI tool, and I've used that a lot as well. So, I do highly recommend checking out Claude. Even so for the ChatGPT, are you using the paid version or the free version?
Free version.
The free version, okay. Well, the free version, although it some has some limits on it, but they're catching up with the paid version. So we're gonna talk about that later on. But you can also try Claude and try to experiment. So there's free versions of Claude. You can try Grok, and there's all other large language models out there that you can. They have their own specialities in terms of the output. But it's good to explore different AI tools, especially if they're free, right? So, okay. So again, we got to think of our large language models such as ChatGPT as a team of experts. Okay, not just tools, not just something that's installed in your laptop or your phone. It's a team of experts, someone that you can come to for expertise. So let me share you an experience. My car broke down, um, roughly about 2 months ago. I hit a speed bump, and somehow something inside the I'm not sure exactly, but what I did is I said you are an expert mechanic specializing, and I told the model of the car. This is what this is the issue that I'm having. So what happened is the AC, um the AC got, I'm not sure if it's not cooling, so somehow the AC is not working, but there's a fan. And so I told him every detail, and somehow it pinpoint the exact issue, and helped me fix my car. But it saved me money calling somebody, expert to come in and fix a car. So I mean, Some of them may be a lifesaver, or not saying a lifesaver, definitely something that could help you in times that you really need an expert. So that's why you have to think of these AI tools as a team of experts, not just a tool, not definitely not like Google um, or Bing or the previous search engines that we use to get information from. So definitely they are a team of experts. Okay, so you have to think about what type of expert you want your large language model to be. So we have. You can say you're a team of experts, you're a marketing strategist, or a behavioral psychologist, or a copywriter, depending on your current need. Okay. But are you aware that you can custom your ChatGPT, Ronke?
Yes.
Okay, so you've done that. So you've customized your ChatGPT based on your usage or what you use it for. The custom instructions.
Yes.
Okay, good. Then that's it. So that eliminates the process of trying to. But of course, definitely if it's not in your custom instructions, if you haven't prompted it to be an expert in a certain thing, you have to, it's always good to name the role of your AI. So if you're probably going to be using it to get information about quantum physics or something, then you have to say, um, think of it, you are a quantum physicist, I need information about this and that. So that's it. So you need to think of it as a team of experts. Okay. All right. So Dr. Jeff has solidified a 5 step prompt network. Now it's also in our community. Have you had an opportunity to check it out in the classroom or in the courses that we have in the school community?
No, I'm super new. This is, yeah, no.
Okay.
I
Well,
just
we have.
joined.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome. Okay, great. So we have some free resources in our community you can look into, and one of them is the 5 step prompting techniques or the 5 step prompt framework. Okay. And so in there, we break down the best way for you to prompt. Now, I understand that probably we have lots of people or lots of individuals, trying to. Hey, Jacqueline. Good evening. All right, welcome. And so there are a lot
Thank
of.
you. I have a question when you get to a stopping point.
Okay, sure. Go ahead. Shoot for it.
Oh, I didn't know. I have been checking I didn't know about the classroom. The classroom's open now?
The class is open now. I just talked to one of our team members to open it up. We were doing some revamps and changes to it, and so I apologize if it wasn't available for quite some time, but it's available now. We're adding new stuff there as well, so you can go ahead and check it out.
Cool. Cool. He had been well, I was kind of anxious about it, but that's good to know. And I'm sorry I'm late. Were you on Tuesday as well? Are there gonna be replays in the classroom?
Yeah, so what we're aiming to do is to have this recorded session into the classes or the courses so that anyone in the community can go back and replay it. So we're
Okay.
going to have different types of lessons each week. So Tuesday is going to have a different topic, and then next Thursday is going to have a different topic. So, well, as I mentioned to Ronke, is that AI and technology is changing and shifting really fast. The things that you know yesterday may not be the things you know today, and it may not be the same thing tomorrow. So we have to keep up, especially with the new technology and all of these large language models, including ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. They're all competing, and they're all releasing new stuff that we need to learn. And if we can't keep up, then we can't use it effectively. And that's what we want everyone to do is to be effective in using this AI tool so that we can continue to save time, to generate money, you know, and make our day productive, whatever we're doing. Okay. All right, so let's okay, let me continue. So what we're talking about is, effective ways to prompt. Okay. Now, some of you may know this or may not know this yet, but it's always good to be reminded of the importance of prompting, because you know, if you don't provide, if you don't prompt the right way, then you don't get, the results that you were aiming for. So I always say, that you have to be a good prompter in order for you to be able to get the right results that you're looking for. And there might be a lot of prompts in the internet. I think there are a lot of people selling this stuff, like the powerful prompts and stuff like that. But Doc Jeff always says, why don't we just train them to be a good prompter instead of asking them to download, like 100 best prompts. So if you learn to be a good prompter, then you can develop your own way of, your customized way of prompting your AI tool. Okay, so again, this information is available in our courses in this community. So number one, name your experts. I talked that about earlier. I spoke to that one. You have to name your experts, so whatever you want them to be. Now, if you haven't customized your ChatGPT, let me just quickly show you. Now, I have a paid version and I have the free version. So I'm going to show you the free version in a moment. The ChatGPT. Okay, so you go to settings. Let me back up and start that again. So we got here. So click on the lower left part. It should have your name on it, and then click on settings. Settings would come up, and then under personalization, that is your instructions. So my GPT is customized to assist Dr. Jeff and Prism AI. So that's the way that, whenever I prompt this my chat GPT, it's going to know more about me or Dr. Jeff or what Prism stands for. So you can customize your GPT depending on what you use it for. So you can say you're an expert in, like in this case, marketing, business, sociology, design, economics, human behavior, communications, and sales. So you can add more to that one if you want to. You can also actually prompt ChatGPT to create you a custom instructions. So we can talk to that in a bit. But let me go back to what I was to the lesson earlier. We'll get back to ChatGPT in a bit. All right. So first, you got to name your experts. We talked about that. Introduce yourself. So the AI needs to know who you are and what you're bringing to the table. So my name is James. I'm a business owner. I'm a teacher. I'm a professor. So it needs to know who you are and what you do. And then state your issue. What are you trying to overcome? What is the challenge? You need to define it. So, example, I need to help organize a workflow or a work instruction, or I need to increase my productivity. So, anything that you find challenging, you define. And I would say probably in detail. That would be great if you can provide detail to what your issue is so that it knows exactly how to resolve it. Next is you have to outline your goal. What is your desired outcome? Would you like it to what would like to happen? So, like example, I would like to reclaim 10 hours of work. I would like to increase my productivity, let's say by 50%. Whatever you want as an outcome, you need to let the large language model, know about that. And then next is you need to give a command. So, what do you want it to do next? So, let's create this. Now, some people, when they prompt, they automatically just give the command. They don't, let's say, create me an email like this and that. And so it will create you an email, definitely, but it will not give you a customized email that would suit your needs. So you can, some people may skip a step, but it's not going to give you the best response or the best outcome that you require or that you need. But definitely, it will give you a response. But a lot of people, that's the most common mistake when they're prompting, is they give a command as if they're talking to Alexa or Siri. So the large language model will respond, but it's not going to respond in a way that we want it to respond. So let us see an example prompt here. So you are a productivity coach and a strategist. I'm a busy entrepreneur. My name is James. I'm managing 3 projects. I need help organizing my week to save time. So please create me a 5-day schedule that balances my work, family, and self care. So it's up to you how you prompt it, as long as the 5 steps are here. Let me stop and pause for any questions, Jacqueline. Okay, no questions?
No,
All right, perfect. Now, I know probably it will take some time. If you're used to doing this one, it will take you time, but you'll get used to it. Trust me, I've been there. Um, I'm used to, as I mentioned Ronke earlier, Jacqueline, I'm used to Googling stuff. And when you Google stuff, you just put stuff there that, and it gives you, well, it just gives you websites to look for. It doesn't exactly give you the answer, but you still have to look for the answer. So, and I'm used to doing that to AI before, just, like when giving Google. And this one will take time if you're not used to it. But I do recommend trying it out and practicing it. You may not get it at first, you might not do it all the time, but, you know, it's always good to practice. And then, practice probably will make it better. Okay. Next is talk to the model. Now, we know ChatGPT is ChatGPT because you can chat to it, but it does have a you know, and I think Doc Jeff has said this a million times. Talk to your model. So in your phone, it has it does have the dictation mode where you can click. Um, there's a mic button that you can speak to it. Now, speaking to a large language model is better than typing because it saves you time. Um, and sometimes it is a bit boring when you're typing. But the one of the reasons why we want to talk to our model is so that we can say what is necessary and what is, so again, as I mentioned, and always believe this, the more information you give ChatGPT or any large language model, the better the results will be. So earlier I was sharing an experience I had when my car broke down. I hit a speed bump and the AC went down. So if I just said to ChatGPT, my car broke down, hit a speed bump, AC's down, then it might give you an answer, but it's not the answer I'm looking for. So what I did, I gave him the make, the model, the specs, everything that I know, um, every experience. So this is what's happening. This is what, and in detail, and it immediately gave me the answer. So it made me to check on. I think one of the fuses it might have come loose because of the speed bump, and yeah, definitely that's what happened. This wiggling checking on the fuses, and then AC went back on. So I mean, it's not going to be always that way, but again, it will give you it will point you to the right direction. So again, we always say, and it's not 100%. AI may not be 100% accurate, but I would say that most of the time it will point you to the right direction that you're looking for. So talk to your model. So there are different ways to talk to your model. There are voice to text shortcuts in Apple, Android, and Windows that you can use definitely in your phone, and I've used that a lot in my phone. Um, there is a actually I use ChatGPT better on the phone rather than on the laptop because um, it find it more convenient. So talk to your model. Um, Almost all large language models have the ability for you to do the voice to text in order for you to prompt it better. Okay. Okay. Pausing for any questions, Jacqueline, Ronke, at this. No. Okay.
No, that's good.
All right. Now,
I'm waiting to get to the good part, the cheat codes.
yep, we're gonna get that in a bit. Okay. All right. So let me go back to ChatGPT real quickly. Let's see here. Okay. So, again, this is the dictate button. You can also use voice mode. You can speak to ChatGPT. And again, as I mentioned earlier, you can prompt ChatGPT to create your own customized instructions. So it will generate that one, and it will show you, um, you know, um it will definitely guide you. Now, next would be, before we go to the cheat codes, we're going to talk about real quickly on projects. Now, Jacqueline had talked to Jeff, talked about projects before.
No, no, I don't think so. I mean, maybe
Okay.
I've mentioned them and I've used them a time or two, but I could stand to learn more about them.
Okay.
You know how to
Great.
best use them.
All right. How about you, Ranke? Have you used the projects? This is a new thing in ChatGPT in the free versions. Have you used that?
No.
Okay, perfect. So we're going to talk about projects, and this is a way for you to compartmentalize the things that you're doing. Because, to be honest, there's a lot of chat, and if you want to go back to it, it will take time. Although there is now a feature where you can search for the chat, which is making it easier, but um, it is definitely better to have a project. Now, when you click that one, all you need to do is do your project name. Now, let me go back to the lesson that I'm so we can have a better view of what projects are, and then we'll go back to the actual creating the project. Okay, so building projects. So projects can actually organize your chats, your files. It's a mini workspace. So on the paid version of ChatGPT that I'm using for Prism, we have projects for everything. So it's a way for us to be able to work without affecting, because I mean ChatGPT has the ability to to look over your chats and everything, but again, um, it's not going to be it's not going to save you time in looking for the previous chats. If you're trying to look for previous chats, then and that's the reason why we're going to be using projects. So again, it is there so that you can customize your files. You can have your own custom instructions. You can have your own files. Okay, so let's talk about some ideas you can use for for projects. So for example, um, if you want to save time, you got your meeting recap project. So I know Doc Jeff talked about otter and transcripts many times. Um, so it's always good to have a transcript of your recording of your meeting, or so that you can look back to it. And now you can create a project specifically just for your meetings. So you can create that one, and then whenever you need information, you can just prompt it. So you'll have your own workspace wherein you can gather information about that specific, uh, a specific meeting or a specific lesson, perhaps, or a coaching session that you may have, and whatnot. So let's go back real quickly on ChatGPT here, so I can guide you. So create your name, create your meeting names or meeting transcripts. Okay, so you can find it on the left part, projects, just click that one. Now you can add files. This is where you can put the transcripts. But I would recommend, you can also put it in the chat. So um, you can also custom instruct it. So you can add instructions on it, just as so. So specifically, it will be so that you can customize it depending on what you need it for. For in this case, let me just put it here. Now in now, for the sake of time, I'm not going to make it more detailed, but just basically you can put instructions there on what's going to happen and save it. But I would recommend it, being as detailed as possible so that you can get the best results. Okay. And what I do, let me get a quick transcript here. And I can just, I can put it here and then I can prompt it, give me some action items, tell me more about this meeting, and so forth. Now, you can also put the transcripts. So if there are transcripts that you think are very important or files, you can add files to it. Now, you can only add, I think, 20 files to it. So you have to pick the files that you want to put in it. But definitely, um, you can put the files here. But I just suggest if it's if it's something that you can use for you're just using for a certain chat, you can put it in the chat itself. And again, you can use the certain chat, the thread, for questions and whatnot. So, but definitely this will be helpful for you because everything about transcripts, meetings is going to be in one place. You don't have to find it on the chat in order for you to be able. Now, what if, for example, you have you use a new chat, and then let's say you add a file to it. So, for example, you prompted something new in ChatGPT and you chat. Now you can add this to your project if you want to. So you just click on the three buttons on the right side, move to project, click which project you want. So, for example, in my case, I'll put this under Prism, and sometimes, oh, there you go. It's gonna add it to the Prism folder in my case. So again, you can also pick other stuff here on your previous chats if you wanted to, so if you want them to be added to your projects. So again, um, it's very useful, for example, for organizing your chat. So something that you can use today. So you might have some chats there that for work or chats for personal, then you can organize them. So all right, let me pause for any questions, Jacqueline, Ronke, about projects.
No, that
No,
was good.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
So, okay. Let's move on. And again, there are a lot of different ideas you can use, projects for. You can use it as a task manager. I love cooking. Is one of my passions, and so on my phone I have a project for recipes. So I just simply tell them, I put in the custom instructions. This is what I have in the fridge. This is what I have in the cupboard. um, what can I make today? And then it's going to give me some recipes for the day, recipes for the week. And so, I mean, there are a lot of things you can use. And I'll make sure probably this particular document is available so that you can go over it and come back to it. Yes, Jacqueline. You have a question? Oh, I think you're on mute. Sorry.
I was on mute, sorry. Um, we scroll back up because you were talking about generating revenue, and
Oh,
one of my hangups is trying to create a lead magnet and to get a
okay. Here.
lead magnet
Hmm.
created. And so you're saying inside the project, I can generate and get it to generate me a checklist or a guide in there
Hmm.
because I
Yeah.
have them scrambled all over the place. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. So in Prism, in our own internal space, we have projects for all types of things. So we have we have a lead magnet project for LinkedIn. We're in that place is just definitely for LinkedIn, and then we can generate the leads there, because I know that how difficult it can be to find different chats, because you use ChatGPT. If you're using ChatGPT every day, every time, then it's gonna pile up and new stuff is gonna come up. And so it's difficult to
So
find what you're looking for when it's all over the place.
even with the search, it is.
Yeah,
Because I forget stuff and go like, okay, what was that again? I don't know what's the key word that I need. And then you have
exactly.
to scroll through all the checks when they give you something close. Sometimes it won't. If it's going through changes, you can't
Hmm.
get there.
And
So
that's not
you
gonna save you
just
time. But this will save you
yeah, I'm
time,
going to be using
definitely.
more projects. I
Yeah,
appreciate you, James,
yeah.
because this is good.
Yep, yeah, definitely. This is a game changer, because it you have your own space just specifically for a certain thing, that so that, for example, um I'm so if I want to create something new, a recipe or something, then I go to this special project. If I want to check on the task for the day, I go to a special project, because everything about that is in that particular folder. So I can prompt it there. It's going to stay there. It's not going to go anywhere. So I can just go back to it whenever I need it. So that is the beauty of having projects in your ChatGPT. Now, not only does ChatGPT have projects, also other large language models. Grok has projects as well. I believe Claude has projects. So almost all of them have adopted this particular project in their projects in their system. So everybody can have, a certain place where they can just put a certain idea or task on it. So yeah, so these are all ideas you can put, and I'll make sure that this gets to to the course as well, so that you can go over it. Okay.
Thank you so much. 'Cause I
Y-
already see something that's going to make my life better.
Okay.
I had this idea, right? And I dropped it in Sora, Dr. Jeff, Taunton Ho.
Yeah.
And, and it didn't come out as perfect as I'd like, but it was hilarious, right? And that's kind of who I am. So I used it anyway. And man, I have not got so much engagement from a thing before. And so that idea, I was trying to figure out, okay, how can I make that? How can I take that idea and use it again? And you just gave it to me. And so I appreciate that so much that you could drop that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely. That's why we're here in this community, to be able to share these things up. And again, everything is to for that for us, not only to save time, not only to save time and make money or generate money, but also to keep up on the new things that all of these technologies are coming for. Because everything's moving fast, like Sora. Yeah, so Doc Jeff showed me Sora. Um, it is a game changer. It's amazing. So, but I think, I'm not, if you haven't checked it out, there is Gemini or Google came out with VO. um, VO 3.1, which is also supposed to be better than Sora. So who knows? I think you're on mute, Jacqueline. Were you saying something?
I said, I gotta check it out. I can't wait to try, I know Sora did that. I can't wait to try it. I haven't done it yet. I
Yeah,
love videos.
yeah.
It's great,
So
but they fixed it, but I'm gonna try it too.
yeah. So again, everything changes really quickly nowadays. So we want to keep up on that one. All right, let's go to the prompt cheat codes. So this one is something. Um, well, probably some of this I just realized would help me a lot because I'm a kind of prompter that would like to be as much detailed as possible, but there are certain ways that you can just simply type in a command and it's going to you know uh, simplify or summarize or jargonize or humanize. So let's talk about that real quickly. Um, so Eli 5, or what we call, um, I think E means educate or, oh, explain. ELI 5 means explain like I'm 5 years old. So it is a way, so for example, let's go back to ChatGPT real quickly. And I think we can use this a lot because if we're trying to get information about some stuff that we're new to, this is going to be helpful. Let me just see. Let's start a new chat here. All right. Um, let's say I want to get information about quantum physics. Now, not that I'm interested in it. It's just the most difficult um, thing that I can think of that might be. All right. So type quantum physics, it's going to give you definitely it's going to give you information. So, but most of this information may not be, you know, um, may also find it difficult for you to understand because definitely, but if you type in the same thing and then type in Eli 5, is going to break it down into the simplest way possible. So imagine this. Let's say you have a magic marble. We're not looking, it's everywhere at once on the floor, on the table, even in your pocket. But at the moment you peek, it suddenly decides to be in one spot. That's superposition, being in many states until one's observed. So it's going to explain um, the whatever topic that you choose in the simplest way, man, so that you can understand. Okay. So there's another one means TLDR. Now you can probably see this in ChatGPT. It always comes up whenever you get prompts or you get so so let's just say we get this and then we type TLDR and it's going to summarize whatever article. So, for example, you have an article that you want to summarize, or you're reading to something that you want like this, just just a brief overview of it. You just type TLDR, and then it's going to summarize it for you. So you have this long list of information, and it just put it into a simple way. So TLDR, TLDR. To be honest, sorry, hold on. So you see, I'm also
What
learning.
TLD, excuse me, James. What does TLDR mean again? Too long? What?
Yeah, well, actually, I'm
Don't
going to go to
read.
that.
Didn't
I,
read.
I I'm
Didn't
sorry.
read. Too
Oh,
long,
okay.
didn't read.
Didn't read.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's check that. Okay. So, Too long, didn't read. Okay, yeah, that's right. Thanks, Ranke. Yeah. So actually, I always see that before in ChatGPT. Whenever it creates or it produces an output, and um, so it means if someone writes a 10-paragraph post explaining quantum physics, TLDR, at the end gives the main idea. So yeah, so you always see that after the end of every output of almost all every time in ChatGPT it says TLDR and then it gives you a short summary of the whole thing. So that's another thing is Jargonize. So Jargonize makes it sound professional. I'm just going to use the same information. So this time it would be more. So this time I don't understand what I'm reading at. So, but anyway, Jargonize means it will become more professional, it
Yeah,
more
it even gives you all the equations.
exactly, yeah, which I don't understand now. And so we can get that information, and then we can just say Eli 5 again, and then so it simplifies. Now another thing
Is there
also,
something, question, is there something between Eli 5 and Jagana? So like Eli 20, like I want to sound like I went to high school at least.
why don't we try that out? Let's see, because who knows? And that's a very good question, Ranke. Let's see. Let's get the
It
same
is good.
information here. And so, oh, sorry. Eli, let's try 10 first. Let's see if that's going to give us something. Okay, yeah. See, explain item 10.
There you
Let's
go.
say Eli 20. Way to go, Ranke. Yeah. So I think this is the best way to learn something is to try to start with Eli 5 and then go to Eli 10 and 15, 20, and going up, so that each time you get something new, first you start from the beginning, then you understand it, and then you try to do it again, this time with a different Eli version, until you learn more, until you fully understand what it's about. So, yeah, thank you for bringing that up. That's a very good. So we got Eli 5, Eli 10. I think we can put the numbers there as much as we can. I'm not sure, but we can try. All right.
But
Yep.
can you use that on any LLM? Those
Um,
the C code.
I I haven't tried, but let's see if I can. Let's just try Grok.
I don't know.
Have you guys
Oh,
tried Grok before?
I don't like Brock. But yeah,
No.
I've tried. Give me Brock. It's so fine with me. Brock's me.
All right. Let me just bring up Grok real quickly. Okay. Let me share. Okay. Let's get the same thing. Let's try Eli 5. Nope. Doesn't work. I tried Eli 5. It's still put in the same thing. So it might be just for ChatGPT. That's good to know.
Hold on,
At least
Gemini. Try Gemini. Really went there. Okay.
Gemini. All right. Let's try Gemini.
Gemini.
Okay. Let's try Gemini. Go. Okay. It's taking its time, but looks like it's. Oh, okay. Gemini works. So Grok isn't. Gemini works. So it can do the ELI5 version. All right. Thanks, Jacqueline, for bringing it up. It's good to test it out in other large language models. So if you have Claude, you can try it out as well. All right. So the next, I think, is 1 second here. Humanize. Let me just share my screen back again. Gonna say the same thing. Not that it will, but let's see what happens if you type humanize on it. So humanize the jargon version, keep it intelligent, accurate, but rewriting it so that it's thoughtful, engaging explanation from physics expert. He's great at storytelling, so that's a good. So now there's also one thing, it's the Feynman technique, which means it's going to teach you back in level. So let's try that out. Let me get the just type Feynman, Feynman. Take that out. And let's see. Let's Feynmanize it. So it will keep all the technical accuracy of the Dragonized version, but rewrite it in Richard Feynman's signature style. So those are, I'm sure there are a lot of cheat sheets, but those are the things that we can definitely use on a daily basis with ChatGPT. Okay, so um, let me stop for any questions that we have for today. Jacqueline, Ronke?
No, I'm good.
Okay,
Thank you
perfect.
for
All
what you do.
right. Well, that's all I have for today, and I hope you got to see you guys again next Tuesday, 7 p.m. same time, and we're gonna learn something new. Hopefully something that's updated as well, so that we can, learn new stuff. And thank you for being here, Jacqueline and Ronke.
Thank
You
you.
guys have an amazing
Thank
evening. Okay.
you. Okay. See you next
Thank you.
time. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Thank you, Ronke. Good to see you.
Thank you,
I'm not
Jacqueline.
seeing you.
Nice meeting you.
Bye.
All right. Bye.